You know what I mean? So when I see Dominic Mysterio, I think the best way to, if we want a fantasy book, any type of way that we want to see him, number one, on TV weekly, and number two, like of any type of like actual. Okay. Anywho, as I was saying, I think if we wanted to give him any type of credibility and make him something worthwhile to talk about, you would need to just actually build the care into him. And the easiest way to do that, you don't necessarily have to turn him heel or I mean, yeah, absolutely you can turn him heel. But there's two ways. If you want to see him on TV every week, you just run an angle with him on Raw, and then basically be like having other people shit on him, like, why am I even in the ring with you? You're living off your dad's legacy. And then he's saying, you know what? You're right. I gotta go earn it. And then he goes to NXT and he becomes a big baby face because he's trying to do the work and he keeps losing. And you put him in there with technical people that are really good at their craft, some of the biggest people, and he's like getting frustrated, but he's not giving up. And you kind of give him that 1, 2, 3 kid build, the way he's like really putting in the work and he's not quite getting there, and he gets better and better every time. So then we start first, maybe he gets squashed, and then you see him kind of having better matches and stuff. I mean, they essentially did the same thing with Bayley, and she was the biggest thing in NXT. So you could literally do that with a Dominic Mysterio, where I even turn around. Me saying that makes me want to see this. Anything else, get that motherfucker off my screen forever. Like, that is literally like going up to my dad. Hey, my dad owns Warner Brothers, so I'm in the next Space Jam. Dominic Mysterio is going to be in WrestleMania, and like a real part of WrestleMania, dog.
It was the third year in a row.
But like this time, I think he would play the biggest part. I don't think the other two times it was like a very major role. I could be mistaken because my memory is trash. But
in 2020, if I recall,
did he go? He went
win the tag titles.
Are you talking about when that kid won the title with Braun Strowman?
No. He's talking about they won the titles. They won the tag titles, but that was
in the Thunderdome Mania.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I don't even know if that was Mania. I think that was right before Mania.
I think it was still, before.
It doesn't matter. Who cares? That didn't mean anything. That just was like, hey, more nepotism. It was like, let's give him a fake title. Hey, because you're my son, you're now the chief operating officer of entertainment around the water cooler. Whatever. It's just saying stuff. So it didn't mean anything. But again, taking the approach that I say where you actually build him up to feel like he needs to be there, and it gives him a chance to really learn with other people that are learning on that level, is way better than having him sitting around and catering and then coming out like he really is good or something, because he does a 619 and he's too long to be doing a lot of these luchador moves. He's like 6'2". Right? Like, it doesn't make sense. It's goofy, but that's my soliloquy. I'm getting off my soapbox. I'm wiping off my shoes off the soapbox.
And I'm hopping right on behind your ass because I saw this motherfucker hop on this promo earlier when I saw the sweetness that is Elektra Lopez, and I'm like, yeah, here we go. Right. And I see that Rey Mysterio and this fucking nerd walk up on the camera. And I'm like, wait a minute, why is he on this show? What night is it? I was like, I already saw Raw. I saw this kid already. Like, why is he here?
This is Elektra Lopez time.
And I'm like, he's trying to talk tough. I'm like, oh, they're trying to build this guy up. So I immediately go and text the fellas in our group chat, like, are you fucking serious? And I'm just like, you know what? The whole world's going to hear about this whole Dominic Mysterio shit being ridiculous. He already took most of my thunder. I'm not going to sit here and rehash all that. But what I will say is if they're going to keep this motherfucker on my TV screen, my valuable time, y'all know I got kids, man. So if I'm going to watch this, there's only two things I want to see. One, we rehash the SummerSlam angle when Eddie Guerrero was allegedly his father. He turns around, he finds a
late DNA test,
and then he says that DNA test from 20 years ago was a lie. He says it was a lie.
Dirty.
You're not my father, Ray. Eddie's my dad. And then he says, we lie, we cheat, we steal. We can get crazy like that. Or he starts trying to break apart the the faction, the LFG
Legato?
faction. Yeah, the Legato faction. He tries to break it up by trying to serenade Electra Lopez. And that's what I'm like, little sweet vignettes with those two. That's the only way I will tolerate that kid on my TV. And I will step off said soapbox.
BA, I'm gonna hop on right after you.
This soapbox is getting work tonight, dude. We got to call it the pulpit.
If that nerd appears on my TV one more time, BA, you and I are on the first flight out of Cleveland to Jacksonville, and I'm bringing boots.
Same, bringing these size 12 Tims.
I don't trust J-Mo. J-Mo just said he wanted him locked in NXT forever. He flips sides quicker than fucking Freeway. I don't want to hear this shit.
But if my tag team partner is getting offended, I got to stand up.
Respect. Appreciate it. If you going heel, well, fuck it. I'm going heel with you too, J-Mo. Let's go.
I had a funny joke for that, but I'm going to walk right past it. Anywho.
I already know.
Ladies and gentlemen. Other than that, we're done with 2.0.
Can I just say one thing before we finish up with 2.0 here?
Absolutely.
Electra Lopez.
Zzz.
Yeah.
You got to put a
Zzz.
And then before we put a bow on it officially, no Nikita Lyons. What the heck? No Lyons then for the debut episode of me being on this permanently? Like, no Nikita. What are you doing? She did post something great. Like for the holdout. Thank you, J-Mo,
for the
passing
bros.
that along. Exactly.
For the bros.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But it's still not as good as
we
the
added a
thing.
BA. We lost the Lion. So
Oh man, BA, we might have to kick you off. I'm sorry.
right.
I know, man. You messing with my job security, Nikita. Come on, man.
Come on,
You heard I got kids. Shit. I need this ad money. No.
I got kids. Right. And with that, guys,
you can thank the good people of Reddit on that. They've got a little subreddit dedicated to Nikita Lyons.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
And with that, guys, we'll see
sewer
right
dwellers of Reddit. Appreciate it.
This in. Have you had pubic herpes?
Our
Why
ads
is
are
this
awesome.
our ads?
We love our ads.
I
Thank
don't
you.
pick the ads, man.
We don't pick them, but we thank you for putting them there. Ads.
This is Shaq. And Shaq would be like, I got arthritis.
Can I?
All right, we're back, guys. So,
Yes.
Are we? Are we back? Are we?
Back at it like a crack addict.
on a Craftmatic. Anywho,
There it is.
other than that, AEW, I did want to speak about because we were talking about what happened last week. Not much to mention from Rampage, but the thing I did have to touch on, all 42 of Mr. Tony Nese's abs put on a fantastic match for the debut of Mr. Swerve Strickland. I have to give that the utmost credit because Swerve entered, did what he needed to do, and left a mark as a black man with locks on that fan base that is terrifyingly Caucasian. And he did it. He fucking did it with all the swag and none of the bullshit. I felt very confident about that. Like, man, he came out there really owning the crowd, owning his own personality, and it felt like he really shined through all the moves, everything that I seen that I loved. I thought it was fantastic. And again, I said the near perfect debut for him. I could see him being the first actual black champion of AEW.
And then he followed up that fantastic debut with an awesome promo. Awesome promo on Dynamite. When Ricky Starks is trying to recruit people to beat up Keith Lee, Swerve comes in there.
Beat up Keith Lee.
And just drops a great promo and asks the crowd again, whose house?
Not
Swerve's
J-Mo's house.
Not J-Mo's house?
Nope.
It's J-Mo. I know who it is now. I found a delinquent. J-Mo's the static man. He's like Stir of Echoes, Kevin Bacon. I will find you. Fucking J-Mo. Anyways,
yeah. Swerve gave another great promo. Is he face? Is he heel? Is he tweener right now?
he's Swerve.
I think he's
Just
tweening.
Swerve.
I think the natural element of Swerve is tweening. He can go either way anytime. Just depends on the situation he's in.
Yeah.
He's that cool.
All right, BA, how would you book it out? Would you book him heel?
I mean, being a heel is cool. We talked about it ad nauseum last week. It's cool to be a heel. These days, ever since the last 20 years, people rather see a cool heel than a cool baby face. I think he'll be baby face in certain situations, but he'll be doing heelish acts during said babyface look that he's getting from the way everything is scripted and the way the crowd is reacting to him. So it's kind of like I said, that's that tweener shit. I can't really explain it. It's like he'll be looked at as a babyface doing heelish things, and everybody will think it's cool because it's Swerve. So
I'm not mad at that. I enjoyed it. I think Swerve definitely has, like I said, he has the cool factor naturally that Scorpio Sky does not. But he also has like the wrestling acumen and kind of the ability to get the crowd involved like Sammy Guevara. So I definitely want to see him do bigger things than just the TNT title. Like, there's nothing wrong with the TNT title, believe me. But I think he can surpass it because Scorpio Sky already has the belt. I think I booked prior to the match between Scorpio Sky and Swerve, but I would like to see Swerve get thrown into that bigger picture with the Brian Danielson, with the CM Punks, the MJFs. Like, that's the type of, I think that Swerve's house, all that shit is really big already, and he's probably had the biggest impact coming directly into it for a guy that's not a made guy anywhere else.
Mm-hmm. How long does that build take, though, E? Are we talking 3 months before he's up in that echelon of a Daniel Bryan, John Moxley, Adam Hangman, Page, and those fellas? Are we talking 6 months? Because there's so many people, E. There's so many people in that mid to like top card, man, that you can plug anywhere.
I would say a year because I think he has to have a long run with that TNT title. But I think, unlike everybody else that's held that title before, I think if you put it on Swerve, it is the legit stepping stone for him to be the main eventer. Because you look at Sammy, Miro, Cody, like all those guys, they've held the title, they've had good reigns with it, but none of them have been elevated to the main event afterwards. I think Darby.
Brody Lee.
RIP. Yeah. Brody was going to the main event, though.
Yeah, right before.
But Swerve, I think Swerve's a guy, you put it on him, and you just have him run through the challengers until you find somebody who you're like, all right, we're ready to put the strap on this kid because this is like somebody next up. But Swerve is also ready for the big time.
I don't know.
I would love to see a Scorpio Sky versus Swerve Strickland, like huge like thing between him. I could see Dan Lambert getting crazy on the mic, talking on behalf of Scorpio, saying some wild shit about Swerve Strickland and his background and stuff.
You see this? He's not the type that we like.
Right.
You see his saying a lot of and rapper moves.
Yeah, exactly. I say Dan Lambert speaking a lot of code breaking words like undisciplined and all kinds
unprofessional.
Exactly.
We got discipline over here in American Tag Team with clean cut.
Exactly.
The gold teeth.
Exactly.
Yeah, you could never date my daughter.
I would be there like Michael Jackson in that GIF with the popcorn and the Thriller video if I got to see like a 3-month like breakdown or 3-month just like back and forth between like Swerve and Scorpio. That would be awesome.
Then the IWC would be like, yeah, Dan Lambert is just speaking all the words that Tony Khan was writing in his drafts.
Be that as it may, the heat would be fantastic because I'm going to take it right where BA left it off, pass me the baton, snatch that shit, and I'm going full go. I would love that. You got Swerve versus ATT, and you put every person. Swerve is taking out everybody in the American Top Team, starting with J-Mo's Love. Take her ass out. knock her ass out.
Yeah.
and her husband, because that's how you get her husband's attention. So he accidentally missed